Now let's go back to 1980 and talk about a action figure toy that was never released, but almost was. And it would have been kind of cool. I think it would have been a lot of fun to play with. And we're talking about the Hoth tow truck, or I guess tow tank. Now this was never seen in the movie, and that might be why it was never produced. Lucasfilm, mostly due to Lucas, really put a tight hold on anything made that wasn't in the film. We got a few things that were made that wasn't in the movie, and those usually fall under the mini rig line. It looks like something that was just off screen. Lucas wasn't a huge fan of making toys on products that wasn't in the movie. The tank was going to come with a winch that you could pull up behind a snowspeeder, crank it into the back of his bed, and carry it back to the rebel base for repairs. It wasn't in the movie, so I wouldn't have been a huge fan of this probably as a kid, but it does look like a lot of fun. So if I did get it for Christmas back in 1980, I was sure I played with it. And honestly, as a kid in 1980, I probably wouldn't have remembered if it was in the movie or something in the background I just missed. So where is this prototype today? Like the C-3PO walkie-talkies, it's one of those missing prototypes that's never been found. If you watch my videos, you know the white witch from the droid line was missing for years, but it was just recently found last year. If you hadn't seen that, check out that video on it. So you never know, although we don't know where these things are today, they might be out there sitting in someone's home. Now let's talk about one of the coolest ships that didn't get made. And that's Kenner's plan for the Blockade runner for the Return of the Jedi line. Why did this never get made? It looks awesome. Well, again, we don't really know why Kenner decided not to make this, but it was planned for 1984. You could argue that this is when the slowdown of Star Wars toys started to hit, and if you look at the size of this thing, you can tell it would have cost more to produce, and it had a higher retail price. Therefore, maybe Kenner slacked off and decided, hey, let's just stick with the ships and stuff that we already have and keep it small. It was to come with an escape pod so 3PO and R2 could escape, or I guess any action figure you wanted to put in it could escape, a radar dish that moved and opened up, and battery operated sounds and lights. And who wants to make a bet it would have made that same drill sound that every Star Wars toy made. Not only did the radar dish pop up, you could put a figure under it, and he could poke his head out. Why would you want this feature? I don't really know. I guess they had to add some kind of value where the figures could play in it. For me, I would have had it open up and have a playset inside. But I didn't work for Kenner because I was just a kid. Where is this today? Well, like other things, it's missing. Someone has this. Or sadly, it might be in a landfill somewhere. But can you imagine having this thing as a kid? It looks awesome. This would be a great ship to have. Even with Hasbro's taking over Star Wars in the 90s up till now, we've never gotten a real good Blockade runner. And yes, I said Blockade runner because that's what it's called, a Blockade runner. That's what it was called in 1977, so that's what I'm going to call it today.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.